What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alek Petrov, and this is Chris. You guys probably saw him on another video. We talked about some of the rates and stuff for that. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But in this video today, we're going to talk about exactly about your credit report. If you think about you have a horrible credit score, you gotta watch this video to the end, because by the time we're done with this video, you have hope, you have courage, and on top of that, you'll be ready to submit an application like, I want to buy a house, I need to buy a house, I'm tired of paying Uncle Sam all this rent all this time, and I want to own a house. So this is the day. You gotta watch this video to the end. I want to introduce you guys, Chris. Chris, what's up again?
How are you?
Thank you so much for making your way out here again in nice sunny Florida. Let's go. Anyway, guys, you guys met him before. If you're not met him, Chris, if somebody watching us for the first time, introduce yourself.
I'm Chris Pulio. I'm the producing area manager for Neighborhood Loans in the Pulio Group. I'm licensed in 35 states. Our company itself is licensed pretty much in every state in the United States. And been doing this 23 years. So there's not a situation that I've come across that you can stump me on that I haven't had to overcome to help make the reality of homeownership for each client a possibility. And that's really what this is about.
Yep.
This is about you, the client, having the best experience possible. And a lot of you are sitting there going, my credit's bad, or I haven't been able to, in the past, I've not done the right things, or I ran into some trouble, hardship. You don't realize it. It's not that difficult to, get that score up to an acceptable level so you can buy. The first thing you need to know, right? Mm-hmm. You can go FHA. Do you know minimum credit score on that? 5.8.
First time home buyer.
Yeah, but you don't also have to be a first-time home buyer to get an FHA loan. That is a misconception. So as long, you can only have one FHA loan at a time, unless it's within 100 miles. There is an exception, but we won't get into that.
Imagine you have two FHAs. I didn't know that. I'll learn it as well.
But what a lot of people don't realize is your loan officer has direct access when they run your credit to a credit simulator, in which we can actually look at your negative credit history and say, if we do X, Y, and Z, how can we get your credit score up higher? Okay, so if you have past collections, judgments, medicals, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. That doesn't mean that you can't buy a home within the next 6 months, 12 months, 3 months. Depending on your liquidity situation, I've been able to get a score from 540 up to 670 in 6 days. Okay, but obviously, we have to talk to those creditors. You have to discuss with those. You either have to settle, you have to pay, you have to get letters that are paid in full. But they're going to tell you, hey, we'll report it. We're going to report it to your credit, and we won't.
Hold on a second. I want to go over again. If you're watching this video and say you gotta have a bad credit score, listen. What it takes to get an FHA? 640,
5.8.
580. You gotta be 580 to get
620 is better. You get a better rate at 620, but you can go 580 or above.
So if you do have some kind of things on your record, guess what? They already, when you do the application, they already see everything on the application, which company, where you to write, and what case number that you have. But you need to write them a letter. You gotta call them, and all it takes is those phone calls, sending those letters, and they can help you out. You write out the letters, you send it out, and booyah. And now the next step that he's talking about, because they'll tell you, we already faced the last client that we're helping, which we got him back up over the weekend.
Yeah.
It was like literally, we started working on Wednesday late night, and Monday their score went up. And we had to do, which this next step he's talking about is I want you to do that talking, because when you make payments, you all do all the legwork. And then they tell you this words what he said, we will send you. So Chris, if they hear the word, I'm talking to my collection agency, I'm like, well, I made a payment. Can you send me a letter that it's paid in full? I paid the bill. Send me the proof, because I want to get pre-approved for my house.
The first thing they're going to tell you is, one, we don't email it. Okay. That's the first thing they're going to tell you. Okay. They're going to say, we're going to report it to your credit agency. Let me tell you, I would say at least 75% of the time, I pull a credit report 6 months later, and that's still reported. Okay. And they don't update that. So that's why you have to get that letter. They will mail it out to you. Okay. Usually
Now time you get it. Now time you get it.
You don't always get it. Here's what I always say. After you pay that, you have proof that you've paid it. Hang up, call back, talk to somebody else, talk to a manager. That's to speak to a manager. And if you still don't get it within a couple days, ask them to fax it to you. A lot of times they will fax it. They won't email it, but they'll fax it. Makes no sense to me. And you have to continue to hound them to make sure they send you that proof. Here's why. I can go to the credit agencies directly as a loan officer and do what's called a credit rescore. So if you pay off 4 things, if you wait for them to report to the credit, it's going to take 30, 60, 90 days before it updates. If I can get all those letters and I can send it up, usually the turn time is 72 hours. But that letter has to be within 30 days of me doing the rescore. It has to have minimum last 4 of the account number, if not the full account number, the creditor, and it has to read that you now have a 0 balance or it's paid in full. That is even if you had a $3,000 collection, you settled for $1,500. That's paid in full. As long as they put that on that letter, I can then get your credit report updated, and now your score is going to go up. The other big thing about credit scores, people don't realize credit scores also determine interest rates, right? FHA, the nice thing is 580 to 620. There's a little bit of a hit. 620 and above basically gets the same interest rate. On the conventional side, it goes in 20-point increments. A 640 credit score on conventional, you are not going to get a good interest rate. Okay. What happens if you're buying a condo and that condo is not FHA approved?
You get credit card.
Okay. That now it's going to be difficult. It's going to be expensive. What people don't realize, there's a little trick that I love to tell people to do about their credit score. Most creditors, like credit cards, Visa, MasterCard, all of them, they report at time of statement of what your credit balance is. So let's say you have a small credit card, $2,000, you have $1,800 on it, but you're going to pay $1,500. When it goes on your credit report, it's going to show $1,800 for 30 days. And it's going to be, look at 90% usage of all your credit cards.
Yeah.
That brings your score way down.
Yeah.
Okay. Make whatever payment you're going to make for that month 5 days before your statement date. Okay. So if you're going to pay $1,000, pay that $1,000 5 days before your statement date. So that way your statement updates. When that comes out, now you only owe $800. Okay. Now your credit score is going to go up because you're less than 50% usage. Then when your statement comes out, just make the minimum at that point. So if you're going to make a bigger chunk to your creditor, pay that a few days before your statement date, so that way it's reflective when they report that month to the credit agency. And then you could just make the minimum payment right after $50 or whatever after the statement comes out, so you don't have to worry about it. But that is a huge cheat code how to get your credit scores up. And if you could keep those credit cards less than 50%, ideally less than 35% of the usage. And what that means, if you don't understand, you have an available credit line on a Visa of $10,000. You don't want to be above $5,000. It's better to keep it below $3,500 at time of statement. If you can do that, you're going to be in great shape. You can make credit scores swing 100 points up or down just based upon what they're reporting, based upon the time of month that you're making those charges. It's so important to know there's so many cheat codes. If you have bad credit, I can fix it. Just give me a shot, whether it takes 1 month, 6 months, 12 months, I will get you in that house.
What inquiries? Like inquiries, like people have like inquiries on accounts. What do you guys do with that?
You know, inquiries is an interesting topic, okay? Because you don't want to apply multiple times within a 30-day period, okay, to multiple different types of loan.
Okay, you go buy a car. Freaking every time I go buy a car, by the time I leave the freaking dealership, I got like freaking 7 inquiries in my account.
Yes, and then you're getting, and then here's the worst part. You have there's an extra link I'm gonna have Alek put at the bottom of this. It's called the opt-out clause. Okay, an email that you want to go and you want to opt out. Because of those inquiries, here's the other thing that you don't see. TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, when you get your credit ran, they sell those as leads. They don't give your personal information, but if your name and phone number is public record, which 99% of you watching right now, it is, I guarantee it, and you go get a mortgage inquiry, guess what's going to happen the next 2 days? You're going to have 15 mortgage companies calling you, and you're going to get annoyed. Then you're going to call me and be like, you sold my information. No, I didn't. Okay? So you want to make sure, if you're watching this, do that do not call list. We'll put the link at the bottom here. But inquiries, you want to make sure that you do not. See, someone's calling right now to get their credit fixed.
Exactly.
You do not want to have your credit ran continually.
A quick smoke break. Smoke break with the phone. Answered the phone because it was blowing up. First time in the studio, guys. Just joking. But yeah, so the inquiries, right? So we would run. So when you go there, so you can give them an application, say, "Do not run my inquiries."
No, if you want to get a true pre-approval, you're going to have your credit ran. Some people will say,
Can
"Hey,
you remove them somehow?"
That's a much more difficult situation that I can't comment on. I do have credit repair people that I could help refer you to. But the biggest thing is, like I said, is there is something called, there are consumer protection laws that are in place that do allow for you to shop in the same industry within a 30-day period. So you are allowed to go, if I run your credit from a mortgage perspective, you are allowed to go to 2 other mortgage companies within a 30-day period and still have your credit hard pulled where it shouldn't have a negative impact. It will be the same scores that the first person did, and it will go down a couple points, but 30 days later it'll go back up. You're not going to lose 50 points by having your credit ran. But now if you start going around town, you go to get a mortgage pre-approval, go get a car, open up a credit card.
No,
okay.
Don't do that.
Yeah, now your credit score is going to tank. You do want to limit the inquiries to no more when you're buying a house, 3 within a 30-day period, and overall, you don't want any more than 3 overall in a 6-month period, because then they start to fall off, and then you have a better.
So you guys heard a man. He said you can get a house even if you have a bad credit score. They can help you out to rebuild your credit score. They can point you in the right direction, build out a map, a navigation map, how you can get yourself from that 520, 540 to get up there 580, maybe even 620 and up, and get things figured out and get things fixed. And you have a credit companies that will fix your credit report as well. But he did point out one cool thing that I really want you guys to hear this, because I have so many people are doing these mistakes and it's like mind-blowing. I tell everybody when they love the house, I'm like, hey, I'll be sending an offer, but don't you freaking dare right now to go buy yourself a minivan or a truck or Lamborghini, right? It's my favorite car. But
a new boat to here down in South Florida.
Yeah, new boat, yeah, right? Or go buy. All right, cool. Let's not talk about cars. Go buying appliances, or go buying furniture, like couches, and you already have in your mind what you want. Why people shouldn't do that?
Well, 2 reasons. So we already ran your credit.
Changing the jobs.
Okay.
Changing the jobs.
Do not, if you're going to change a job, just as you brought that up, okay, you have to be on your new job for 30 days worth of pay stubs before you can get it clear to close. You can change jobs and put an offer in. You just have to know the time frame. So make sure you do. If you're going to do that, talk to your loan officer about. But as far as, so many people go out and they're excited, they're buying their house, especially you first-time home buyers out there, and they go to Home Depot and they get all new appliances, or they go to Best Buy or wherever, and they get TVs or furniture, couches, bedroom sets. That stuff's expensive. And what's the first thing that the checkout lady says? Would you like to apply for a 0% financing card? Okay. In the back of your mind, you're like, oh, this is awesome. I'm not going to spend $10,000 here today. I'll save that just in case I need it for closing. Let's open the card. What you don't know is every time on a loan, 3 days before closing, a mortgage company will do a soft pull of your credit. It's not a new hard inquiry. It's a soft pull to see if any new trade lines have been opened. So I had this happen last year. Had somebody buying a house, $700,000 house, 20% down. They qualified. The ratios were tight. They were self-employed, so they wrote off a lot of stuff, but still can get them in. No, not a problem. They went out and bought a $140,000 Escalade.
Oh my God.
A week before closing. Okay, their payment was $1,800 a month.
On a car.
Okay, they now no longer qualify, because when I did that soft pull right before the clear to close, what does it say? Cadillac. Uh-oh. Call. Hey, did you go and buy a Cadillac? Oh, yeah, we just did. It was a great deal. It's my dream car. I think your dream house, dream car. All right, here's what you're going to do. You're going to return the Cadillac. Okay? Or else you're not going to, or you're going to be living inside the Cadillac because I can no longer get you approved. Okay? So anytime you're going to spend money, I always make this joke, especially to couples. I love first-time home buyers. I don't care if it's a $100,000 condo or a $500,000 house. I always make the joke, for the next 30, 45 days, you're married to me. Any money you're going to spend, run it through me first. Because I want to make sure you get in that house. I want to make sure that when you walk through, when you already are picturing the Christmas tree or kids running around.
Snow,
Easter bunny. You know, whatever it is, you already have that vision when you sign that contract. And I want to make sure you see that to reality. So always communicate with your loan officer. Any financial questions, any money questions. If you're spending money, don't open up any new credit. If you're looking to buy a home, if you are, talk to your loan officer first. Hopefully you're talking to me and I get that opportunity. But I am here for you day, night, or weekend too. That's the other thing. I'm not a bank LO. You can call my cell phone at 11 p.m. on a Sunday night. I am going to answer. If you have a question, don't ever
if
hesitate.
his wife calls me and tell me, Alek, people watch the video and they calling my husband, I'll be calling you guys. All right, guys. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I know you guys tired, but anyway, if you guys need help with fixing your credit, if you want to know if you can afford a house, definitely give us a call. There's gonna be a phone number here down below. My number, Chris' number as well. I'm gonna have my calendar link below as well that you can just click on it and book a call with me as well, to convenient to your time, not my time, and we can get on the phone. You can give me all the information. I'll give him a call. I get it up, and then if he says submit application, we can get more information. We can do it as well. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you, Chris, for being here. Don't forget to watch my other videos. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you like this kind of video, or if you want to know more information about anything of loan side of it or real estate side of it, comment below as well. I'll make a video just for you. All right, peace out. Peace.